The M16A4 is an eternal classic democracy provider, and it is the first purely burst-fire weapon in Battlefield 6. But is this iconic rifle as good as it was in previous titles? In today's video, we are going to discuss everything about this assault rifle, so sit back, relax, and let's dive in. Let's start with the basics. The M16 has 25 flat damage and 771 RPM rate of fire, which is very decent. It has a common for assault rifles 250 ms ADS transfer speed, a standard headshot multiplier of 1.34, a 30 bullet mag, and a 2.2 second reload time, which is the fastest among all assault rifles in a game. Right from the start we can clearly see, the M16 has pretty decent basic stats. It has potential, dynamics and promising versatility. But of course, apart from player's skill and capabilities, everything depends on raw power stats, so let's move to that. The M16 has a common for assault rifles 3 damage zones with damage fall of points at 21 and 75 meters. To the body we deal 25, 20 and 16.8 damage at the respective ranges. It has a standard headshot and hollow point ammo multipliers of 1.34 and 1.5. And as most assault rifles, it doesn't have access to synthetic ammo, and we don't really care about that. All of that means we need 4 to 6 shots to the body to kill our target. For a headshot it cuts the needed shots to kill by 1 at all ranges. Hollow point ammo improves STK by 1 past 75 meter mark. And I can confidently say, we don't want to use hollow point ammo with such a damage profile. That leads us to time to kill parameters for multiplayer. Be aware that these numbers are calculated when using full auto mode. For burst fire it will take around 35 milliseconds longer due to the delay between shots. It takes 235 milliseconds to kill in the first range zone. Not the worst result, but not the best either. On paper, the M16 is a combination of assault rifle and carbine weapon classes. We have typical for assault rifles 3 damage zones with 25 damage profile, and a very fast reload time of carbine. Good news is, the M16 is a very stable weapon, especially when used in burst fire mode, and that complements the TK parameter, which becomes more potent with range. And of course the M16 can easily deal with targets in CQB, while using full auto mode. If we compare the M16 to other weapons in the assault rifle class, it takes 5th place. But as we know, the NVO loses its power radically at 9.5 meter mark, and the M16 climbs to 4th place in terms of TK. Basically, power stats tell us the M16 is an above average weapon. So what are the main pros and cons? The answer is obvious. Versatility and ability to be built for any situation you want. And it's not the same story as for example with USG-90. That SMG can do everything, but not shine at anything. The M16 on the other hand can shine at mid to long range fights due to burst fire mode, great stability and ease of control. More than that, with the full auto attachment we can make it a standard assault rifle and be potent in close quarters. Now it's time to move on to the Bloom and Recoil section. First we test recoil area for the full auto mode. 1500 shots made in ADS at a 20 meter range. As always, the green area is typical behavior of Recoil and Bloom. Yellow zones are examples of single mag patterns. As I said earlier, the M16 is a very stable weapon. Yes, the Recoil and Bloom area is pretty big, but that is negated by pretty good default accuracy. In addition to that, the spray patterns are very decent and straight, without much left to right movement, which makes it very easy to control. The main direction of recoil is 20 degrees to the right. All that means we can easily use the M16 without recoil reduction attachments, at least for CQB and mid-range. But if you wanna be more dangerous at longer ranges, or make the M16 easier to control, it is recommended to use at least stubby or angle grip. And if you use the best attachments for recoil reduction, we can shrink the base area to this size. Next we test recoil area for burst fire mode. The interesting thing is, it is almost the same as full auto with the best attachments used. More than that, the spray patterns become insanely stable and easy to control. If you are playing in close to mid-range, you literally don't need anything to make it work. The main direction of recoil is 23 degrees to the right. In case you are willing to use recoil reduction attachments and make the M16 an insane long-range burst fire killing machine, we can shrink the base area to this size. Talking about hipfire area, here's the test for it at a 10 meter range with the full auto mode. The result is pretty basic, with the potential to make the M16 accurate enough for hipfire builds. Of course that's not about efficiency, but for fun only, and if you love CS style. If you wanna be efficient, you should use it purely in ADS. And in case we are using all attachments for hipfire accuracy, we can shrink the base area to this size. Moving on to the Playstyle section. As we discussed earlier, the M16 is very versatile due to its power, recoil and other stats, and that means we can use it however we want. The only limitation is, for close quarter battles it is really recommended to use the full auto attachment, so we have to spend 25 points for that. Luckily for us, the M16 is not an attachment hungry weapon, and it doesn't need anything to work. All of the choices of attachments are based purely on player needs and mostly improve quality of life. Optimal range for the M16 is up to 100 meters. The default burst fire mode is insanely stable and accurate, although it is always recommended to use an underbarrel, muzzle and violet laser to improve that even more. Leveling with this gun was very easy, but you'll need some time to get used to the default burst fire, or take some time to unlock the full auto attachment, that is 100% up to player's preference. Other than that, again, all attachment choices depend on your playstyle. Do you wanna rush, be the first man going in? You should pick the full auto attachment and everything else to your taste. Do you wanna fight at longer ranges and be a second lane supporter? Burst fire, some recoil reduction and a violet laser are recommended. 3 damage zones, a decent damage profile, good TTK. The M16 is definitely one of the most versatile weapons in the game. Now let's move on to the build section. The M16 is not an attachment hungry weapon, so we can build it however we want. I've prepared 3 main builds for you guys: burst fire long ranger, full auto balanced and hip fire build. The first build is called the longbow. For the sight, take a big magnification sight. Next we take a flash compensator, heavy extended barrel, stippled stubby, violet laser and buffer. In case you wanna use a suppressor, you can do so, but you'll lose a bit of recoil control. With this build, the M16 becomes an insanely strong mid to long range weapon. Very easy to control, amazingly accurate and deadly. The optimal range for this build is up to 100 meters, but I'd not advise using it for ranges less than 10 meters. This build was created to make the M16 a no-compromise second lane weapon of choice, supporting your front line, destroying enemies at longer ranges, making space for your team. That is bread and butter for it. If you love burst fire weapons and such a playstyle, I can easily recommend trying it out. The second build fits my playstyle and I used it the most, the balancer. For the side section, take what you want. Next we take a standard suppressor, heavy extended barrel, full angled grip and full auto mod attachment. In case you don't need that additional recoil control, feel free to use slim hand stop and spend those 10 points for light barrel or violet laser. The optimal range for this build is up to 75 meters. As for the playstyle, it is suitable for any type of gameplay. It can easily fit aggressive and hyper-pushing playstyle, as it has decent base and power stats. As for defensive and supportive playstyles, it can do that too, but a little bit worse than previous build. Just a little bit. Basically, with full auto mode, the M16 feels like it is the result of love between an assault rifle and a carbine. It took good from both weapon classes, and that makes it a very versatile yet dangerous gun. From my experience, it is the most effective build for the M16, and I really enjoyed playing with it. I definitely recommend giving it a try. The third build is Democracy. For the sight section, take iron sights. Next we take a flash hider, short barrel, full auto mode, 20-point green laser and a hipfire tech light. This build is oriented towards making the M16 a very accurate hipfire democracy provider, a pure fun build made to be potent in CQB. As it was created for close quarters, the ideal range is up to 21 meters, where we have a 4-shot to kill potential. And it can be used up to 36 meters, as this gun is very stable and iron sights are pretty good and have a clear view. And of course, as any other pure CQB or hipfire build, it favors hyper-aggressive and pushing playstyle. Map knowledge, minimap awareness and your movement skills will always help in that scenario, and will increase your chances of winning fights in CQB, at least if you are not fighting a claymore. Is it the best build and weapon for close quarters? No, but is it potent enough to destroy your enemies? 100% yes. The M16 is the first burst fire weapon in Battlefield 6. It combined the best of assault rifle and carbine weapon classes, and if you are using the full auto mod attachment, it feels like a very balanced and decent weapon. It is fun, it is potent, and it is definitely unique. And with burst fire mode, it becomes a good old iconic democracy provider. But of course, that's only my thoughts, and I'd like to know what you guys think about this gun in the comment section down below. And feel free to join our community Discord, where we discuss the game, share guides and play together. The link is in the description down below. If you liked the video, press that like and subscribe buttons for future content. And big thanks for all of you guys for your support. I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.